Hi, welcome to Checking In at SEA. My name is Perry Cooper. We are in the midst of one of our grandest new spaces that is just opening today. I'm with Ken Warren, who's our program leader for the North Satellite Modernization Project. We are in the Central Marketplace at N, what we call it here in the North Satellite. Ken, tell me a little bit about this space. This is huge. We're not used to this.
This is so exciting because this is a beautiful new expansive marketplace that we really wanted to transform what the old North Satellite was. If you recall, the old Satellite really had a center food court that was really constricted and didn't have the required amenities for what we really needed to do for the future. We're trying to build for 50 years. So as part of that plan, we reinvented the entire North Satellite with this beautiful new expansive 50-foot ceilings, what we call the Marketplace at N, and it's just absolutely outstanding. What a beautiful space for us to grow into and live into for the future.
And as people come in here, this is the first time today that people have actually been able to see this center part. We have had phase one open, which is just to the north side of the North Satellite. We are opening the gates completely on the south side. This center space is kind of like what we see in our central terminal in the middle of the main terminal with a great view outdoors. Then we'll also have a music location here as well too. There was a whole theme to this, right? Is how we brought this together?
Absolutely. From some of the lessons that we learned from the central terminals, we really wanted to evoke a relaxation. So we brought in a wonderful performance stage area where people can actually sit back, relax, and not have to worry about being in your hold room. So part of the whole concept of this is really trying to bring the stress level down to your average traveler. Let them relax, let them come into this beautiful marketplace, get some food, do some relaxation, and then work your way to your gate when you're ready to get on the airplane.
And we've still got more to come that's going to be in here. We've got some dining and retail spaces. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a moment as well too. But what people can see as well too, and we want to bring people along here to see, we have some tremendous art that was put up here as we can look in between here near the elevator. This is coming up from the North Satellite train. Tell me a little bit about this and what went into putting this up.
Yeah, this is a sculpture called Boundary from John Grade. It really is evoking a Northwest sense of place. So this tree is made out of Alaska white cedar. We added some large structural columns and beams behind the wall there for it to all attach to. So we're all structurally safe, but it really is the pinnacle, outstanding piece. You know, it's supposed to really excite people as they come up the escalators into this wonderful new marketplace.
And this is one of several major pieces that we've got here in this space too. That's a very important aspect here from the Port of Seattle as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So even if you want to take one of the elevators, we have these wonderful glass elevators that really open the space up and make you feel like you're much, much more open and much more feeling of the Northwest. We're trying to bring the outdoors inside and make people comfortable.
Excellent. And part of that is we're going to show you a little bit more on the south side gates here as well too, what that looks like. I'm going to hit about the river, and we're also going to talk about dining and retail that are yet to come. Now we're in the south gates, and this is where it has been expanded to an extra 10 gates overall, Ken. So tell me a little bit about how much more space is here from what we used to see in the North Satellite.
Well, we've more than doubled the space here at the North Satellite. So you might imagine the size that we used to have. We built this expansion in 2019 that we opened, and now that we've remodeled the existing facility, you put it together, you're twice the size of what we used to be.
This is essentially the old space right here, right?
Yeah, we're actually standing in the old North Satellite. One of the cool environmental and sustainability things that we incorporated was we tried to keep all of the structure. So we have all the existing columns and beams. You can see them here in the river. These beams that go across, and this is what really differentiates the new construction from the old construction. In order to ensure that we have all this seismic retrofit and everything done, we froze the building and we maintained all of those beams, but you still see the wonderful river and see these beautiful undulations in this wood ceiling. What that represents is really like that soft water of Puget Sound moving up and down.
And that's part of the entire exterior you see as well too as you drive up from the North Expressway, that undulation that's there, and that's part of the thing that we're using from a design standpoint to other buildings here in the airport as well too, right?
Absolutely. When we think about airport terminal design, in the 1960s, you had a building that was 100 feet wide that was a satellite. You really couldn't introduce light into the center of the building. So if you remember the North Satellite, it was really dark and kind of a dreary kind of a place. And so our design team really came up with this beautiful idea of putting a skylight into the center of the facility. And how we did that was introducing this river. And what it does is it adds this clear story glass up high, and that introduces light so that sunlight can penetrate all the way into our hold rooms, again, making people feel at ease and comfortable and ready to fly.
It makes a huge difference. Ken, this looks great. Again, Ken's our team leader here for this whole project. Just from a manpower standpoint, what has gone into this over the years?
Just from a construction labor standpoint, we had 2.1 million person hours of labor that went into the construction of the building. The program started in its inception about 10 years ago.
Wow. And now, lastly, I want to touch base here as well too. As people start to come in here, we can see a little bit behind us, we see a lot of white walls that are covering up some spaces here. These are what are going to be our dining and retail spaces. We need to explain to people, why are these still at this point in the progress and it's not open to big new restaurants and dining spaces that we had expected at this point?
Absolutely. You know, we've all been under a lot of stress with the COVID and the impact of the pandemic. And as you might imagine, all of our independent retailers and concessions program owners really had a difficult time, you know, getting loans for construction. And when we didn't have anybody at the airport, what do you base your revenue on? Makes it very challenging for somebody to get a construction loan to begin to build. So we've got them rolling, they are building, and hopefully very, very soon we're gonna have a lot more concessions and retail options for everybody throughout this entire space. As you can see, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have 22 concessions out here at the North Satellite, and it's gonna be a great space.
And we're really excited about that. That's still to come. Just as a quick couple of reminders, this summer we're expecting in the middle of the marketplace, Tundra, Taqueria, SEA Roast Coffee House, Pike and Pine, and Filson is going to be here as one of our early retailers. Later this year, Wendy's, Soda Pop, Natalie's Candy Jar, and then coming in for next year, 9th and Pike Artisanal Sandwiches and Salads, Beecher's Handmade Cheese, and PF Chang's. Also a quick reminder as well too, there's still plenty of dining and retail that's over on our first phase. All of that is still open and available. So you can continue to come here at the North Satellite and have opportunities as you're waiting for your flights. But what an exciting day this must be for you and your team. Ken, looking back, you started this how long ago?
Oh, I started in 2014 with the North Star program. So, and I wasn't even at the very beginning of it, but I've been here to finish it. And you know, there's nothing more satisfying, you know, as an employee of the Port of Seattle and being a public employee, to be able to provide a beautiful space. And we did it with grace and poise, and we're just so happy for all the passengers and for the future of Sea-Tac Airport for the next 50 years here at the North Satellite.
And we encourage everybody to get out here and see it. Even if you don't have a flight at the end gates coming up, take a chance, jump on the satellite trains, come out here at the end to take a look at it and see what's out here and what's new. We really appreciate it. Ken, great job with you and your team. And stay tuned for more videos, and we'll give you some more updates as we bring in more dining and retail spaces and more exciting opportunities here to look at and talk about checking in at SEA.